And we're back here, Racket. We're going to be on King's Row this time around with Carpe Diem starting off defense. Oh, sorry, no, Harbingers starting off in defense. So I got that one around the wrong way. So I'm looking down at my notepad like a complete noob.
Yep, and there's a few things that are on fire, Bobby. One is the weather. I mean, we know how hot it is at the moment. Two, a lot of your viewers like your playlist, so your playlist is fire. And the third one is the Harbingers. They managed to take up that first map very decisively, and all eyes are on Carpe to straggle back, you know, buckle up, trying to get the next map here. And, you know, losing the first map with a lot of these teams, they do have a sort of mental block. And I think with the new roster, Carpe are trying to, you know, make a new resolution for that. They had problems before in terms of synergy, and they really want to get something new with this, with a few new players on that roster, 2 new players, and they are certainly receiving the repercussions of having 2 new players, while Harbingers only have 1 at the moment. So that definitely could play a game when these 2 teams square off. But in terms of the team compositions, Misanthrope is on to Hanzo and Pendishi is on Genji, so and Skyline's on Widow, so there's a lot of things to look out for.
Sometimes people just pick the Hanzo for the Sonic Arrow. I think she's switching off. Nope, she's not going to switch off it, so she's going to stick to the Hanzo. And just a big shout out to everyone who's been following Twitch. I am giving away Ronnie a $20 voucher for Ronnie's custom gear, which is a lot of the mugs that you see lurking around the community. So I'm giving out a $20 voucher once I hit 200 followers here on Twitch. Other than that, let's get back into the game.
Yeah, so in terms of the team compositions, we'll be looking for this Carpe squad to get an aggressive dive in. They have that Genji and they have Cypher on that D.Va, so they'll be definitely looking to neutralize that Widowmaker as well with that dive.
Widowmaker's currently uncontested. Jaws takes out Athiel, so the defense standing strong now. They need to make sure they get someone up there, maybe a D.Va, so Cypher's D.Va, to get up there and stop that Widowmaker.
Yeah, definitely. They need one component of their team dedicated to that Widowmaker, because this is a very long point, don't forget, so they can get a lot of value quite often. Scoline is going to be scoping from the back of that tower safely, and you can either dedicate the Genji or the D.Va, whichever one they decide to choose. The deflect could be very useful in terms of deflecting that rifle shot of Scoline's, or you can just get the D.Va to completely shut it down. It's either option there, and they have an old advantage here, Harbingers, so they'll be looking to use that in this fight.
They've got the infra site now with Scoline's for the Harbingers. Seeing a lot of people come up around the backside of the stairwell, going up here on the balconies. Oh my god, spotted them though. He is in a little bit of trouble though. He hits the rocket barrage, gets a double kill before being taken down by Athiel, so he was a little bit too far away from the rest of his team to give him some backup. It's cost him his life. This is a good opportunity now for Carpe Diem to push onto the site, or at least wait for their respawns, because they do have the advantage of having to close the spawn point. Here comes the tactical buys from Athiel, but gets charged straight away, and that's a bit of a misplay.
Yeah, I can just imagine, you know, in Athiel's Mario, he just has like the montage music, and Jaws just completely disrupts it with the Jaws music and smashes him against that charge. And honestly, at the beginning of that fight, the thing that erupted the whole conundrum on that point was Zomg with that front. Ended up getting 2 kills on the side, even though I'm trying to think of the team. Carpe had the man advantage. Zomg shouldn't have been able to take 2 people there. He was basically right in front of everyone there and managed to get 2 people whilst they only retaliated with 1 at the start.
And a boost is on top of Pandishi, who has the Dragon Blade, and he's caught inside that Gravit's on the surge, so he's going to try and move forward, but the body grenade's not going to allow him to get healed from his team. He's going to have his life's going to be taken away from him. Failsafe gets the kill back on top of his, oh my god. There's a whole hoax going to come out from Failsafe, and just be careful, a body grenade has landed on top of him. He can't be healed up. The sound barrier popped now for the Harbingers, still defending on top of the point. The Cypher takes a bit of a snooze. He'll be back to join the team pretty quickly though. Failsafe has to get a breath of fresh air, but he's taken down pretty quickly. Sun God is doing a lot of damage with high energy. You can start seeing begin to glow. It's Misamp3's back to the spawn point. As I was trying to like gather what I'm thinking, but too many members are just dying one by one from Carpe Diem.
Right there, and I think it was a very good sleep there from the start of Hero. We saw Cypher pretty much useless throughout that whole fight because it was just crowd control sleeping on the side there, so it gave them a good advantage, and they took advantage of that. But it looks like they're engaging with the nano boost on Diva.
And Zomagod's in a good position here. Smith Infantry is going to be taken out. Zomagod's getting a lot of damage down, uncontested, just hovering around in the sky. They really needed to get someone to take him out, and he hits a rocket barrage. There will be a self-destruct. It's not going to matter too much. It's a second's tick down. Pandishi's going to be taken out, and there's going to be a successful defense for the Harbingers.
Once again, Harbingers showing some dominance. And I question Carpe's decision on their hero pools. Now, I know some of their players and their playstyles, and some of the hero picks that they have been picking, I don't usually identify them with that hero. So maybe they're trying out some different strats, because they have obviously two new members, as I mentioned before. But when I think of Carpe, I don't imagine this identity that they've been showing us. I mean, the one thing that I think of when I think of Carpe, they like doing the nano boosted tactical visor combo on Athiel basically all the time. That's usually their win condition, and they're straying away from that a lot of this match. And, you know, understandably, if Harbingers did their research, they could have came into this match with that conception that they would be using that combo. So maybe it's a little mind game there by altering their strategy a bit. But I don't think Carpe are sticking to their strengths, or this roster change has changed their identity in that sort of sense. And this is also a bit of a shift in terms of what I'm used to seeing from Harbingers as well. Skylines has been using this Widowmaker on the map decently well. He's been getting some good some harassment onto the backline. No one's really been challenging him. I mean, you should really get that Diva up there. Cypher should have really just jumped on Skylines, just basically hagging him on like a monkey on his back, basically. Just trying to neutralize the Widow, because Widow is useless if you just you know, place that Diva on top. But they managed to not suit towards that win condition, and I think it cost them that in the end.
Do you think the Harbingers will select a support at this point in time? They don't actually have one.
Well, I'm pretty sure Arceus would be using that Hanzo to scout out, and from what I'm used to seeing, Hero does play Lucio and Anna. I mean, maybe they're looking for a solo Lucio support.
Well, they've got Arceus switching on top of the Lucio now, so they're going to go with one support, with Skyline still opting to use that Widowmaker, as a lot of Harbingers have already entered on top of the checkpoint, with Jaws charging into Failsafe, but he's been quickly put to sleep. He's awoken though. Sun God gets the first kill on top of Misanthropy. Failsafe falls down to Zomagod, who gets a double kill. People from Carpe are falling left and right now on the checkpoint.
Once again, Harbingers get the successful first push, much more decisive with their play, and they're really analysing their win condition better than Carpe. I mean, Carpe once again have failed to identify the problem, and that's the main part of Overwatch. You need to identify the problem, counter it with the hero picks, and the skirmishing from Harbingers once again just superior, and they managed to control that game quite well.